Casper and Dennis here for Submission Radio, proudly brought to you by Musashi. Standing with, I would say, probably the most enticing fighter here at Media Day. It's a young Hugh Hefner. Oh, wait, no, actually, it's Shane Young, who fights this weekend at UFC 234. Take us through the wardrobe, man. You're not wearing a whole lot.
No, well, I'm wearing enough, I think. I got a shirt, I got shoes, I'm getting serviced, so it's all good. Now I'm just like trying to be comfortable, bro. They said, my mum always said dress for comfort, not style. Yeah. But I'm doing both here, I think.
I almost feel like you wanted to come naked and they're like, you have to wear something. You're like, all right, I'll sacrifice comfort for you guys.
I don't really like clothes. I was born naked. Out my mama's the JJ. I want to die naked. Don't bury me in a suit, bury me naked. Yeah, definitely. No, I'm not a big fan of clothes. I think it's just good to, like, I'm just super comfortable, like, not exposing myself, but I'm gonna fight in like these in a couple of days anyway. But it's funny seeing some of not the other fighters, but just some people being like, oh man, aren't you gonna feel like a dick dressed like that? I'm like, I'm the man. Why would I feel like a dick? You know?
You had funny looks from other fighters or staff here today?
No, only good looks, I think. Only good looks, yeah. Good-looking looks.
Well, speaking of looks, have you had a chance to look at that horrible Photoshop picture of you that Sherdog uses on your profile? Yeah. And have you had a chance to ask them to switch it now that you're in the UFC?
I don't know what Sherdog. I think they like to make us look bad or something. Remember, no, they like to keep us on the...
Where is that photo even from? It's weird.
Is it the one where I'm split like in half?
It's kind of like, I think your arms folded and...
Oh, I think it's actually from XFC when and what they did was they only used this half of my face and they just mirrored it for some reason, because it was like this part, like the lighting was bad, and then yeah, that's the one that they've taken. Better than my old one when I was like 15. It's like me in like a red shirt, just like yeah. I think they just want to keep us down, man. They're trying to keep me down. The man's trying to keep me down.
We'll take a photo of you today and send it over. By the way, love Sherdog. We'll send over this picture of you here in the robe, and this can be the new one. What's the last few months been like for you? This has been sort of, I guess, a somewhat challenging time for you since the last time we saw you in Sydney. How would you describe it?
Yeah, the first part since since Sydney, it's like, well, probably 6 months before Sydney was when everything started getting a bit hard, like life-wise.
What exactly happened?
Oh, I don't want to go too much in detail just because it's not just me. It's my qualms, but it was like outside forces, people, relationships, friends, and things like that. It's always going to be an outside thing, but what it came down to was I basically got depression. And I know that because for 25 years I was just a happy-go-lucky kid, but then the last couple of years I was just like, I was trying to be that same thing again, but there was something I was pushing away, and it was just not dealing with just childhood trauma and other random things, but it's been the best thing ever. I feel like everything up until this point happened for a reason, and I remember when it was happening I was like, oh bro, this sucks. I just want to sleep in mum's bed and go back in the womb. I just didn't want to do life. I was like over it. But now it's like, bro, I'm way more excited. I feel like I've told a few people, I feel like I'm starting my whole career all over again. When you're 15, 16 and you've just got that young, hungry, imaginative, where you're just like, I can take on the world, I'll kill you, Conor McGregor, stuff like that. That's me now, but I've got the skills and the knowledge and the willpower to make it happen.
How did you get over it? I know it's like a really sort of difficult thing to get through, and it's not necessarily black and white, like, yep, I'm over it, it's done. But
I don't think it's a process of, you're never fully over it. Yeah. It's waves. Life is everything comes in waves. Yeah, you're up and down, but it's like, if you can do it with a positive attitude when you're in that down. So the next time I'm in a down, I know I'm going to do it with a positive attitude. But what got me out of it hard out was returning to my roots, my Māori tanga, because it's too much. We get caught up in the modern day everything. I was like, I should have this because I should be rich, or I should be all these things. But I was like, no, what I should be is what I am, a young Māori man on Aotearoa, which is like you have that appreciation for the land, and it makes this stuff way funner then, because you're like, I'm happy with just water, a little bit of food, and just seeing nature like that to me is bliss. So then the stuff on top of that, being able to, ride a jet ski, crazy 21st century technology that we can use in this nature setting, that stuff is cream on top. But that's people's normal though. Some people, that's their everyday is I have to consume, when you just need to sit, consume with your eyes, look at nature. I do it all the time. I sit at the beach, I just listen, watch birds and stuff. Oh, not birds, but watch, any sort of animals, and you just take it all in, and it's enjoyment. You don't have to watch a screen. You don't have to have these distractions. You can just focus in on other things, nature. That's what it's there for us.
And people watching this outside that don't understand the Kiwi culture, might not understand what it's like to go back to your family, go back to the tribe, go back to the area where where your roots are.
Yeah.
So just describe that a little bit for all the people out there. What's it like? And did you have family members giving you any kind of advice?
Yeah.
People sort of saying things. What kind of stuck out to you during that time?
Yeah. So my family is like, we're close knit. It's probably a good 20 of us, but we're like a 21st century spin on traditional Māori values, because it's not like everyone's walking around in bloody robes. Everyone's got full-time jobs. Like, I got a couple of aunties that are like, got really good jobs. You wouldn't think that they can speak white or whatever. We call it like talk honky, where they're like, oh, hello mate, how are you? We can do that. But at the same time, there's this underlying, we all know there's this magic in being Māori and being in a community and being able to work with each other. So when I was down there, man, we were having like almost straight up counselling sessions, and that's what Māori do, bro. We just caught it all, it's the way you talk. And it was helping me, helping them. We're all just growing, and I think we as a family are going to just keep getting older. But it's probably a lot like Aboriginal families here in Australia, bar that, I think we've got that more of a modern twist. Like, I feel like what I want to promote is a return to that Māoritanga, that traditional values, but with a modern twist, and make it more like a symbiotic relationship. Like, you don't have to, everyone has to like stop driving cars and stuff like that. Nah, I feel like we just need to start building buildings that look like trees and stuff like that, and like have more reverence for nature as an individual, and then that'll show through in what decisions people make, because I saw all the egghead scientists making up ways to figure out how we can get all that plastic out of the sea and stuff like that. That's technology needs to be pushed that way. But if we can look at it through Māori eyes and use that technology, because Māori people were scientists, like they were so smart. We have so many tohunga, which are called masters, that can, they knew so much knowledge, but it all got lost. But yeah, it's exciting, bro. That's why I'm rambling on, because that's my culture. That can be anyone's culture. That's just indigenous people of the land. We're all people of the land. It's not just Māori people. We're just, I think, why Māori is special is that we were the last to get colonized. We're just the closest to how all of us, this whole world, used to live. We used to have a bit more reverence for the land that we come from, and I think we can still take that and apply it to the modern day. I really feel that.
We're definitely going to talk about it more in the future, but we're going to let you go just quickly. Your opponent, Os Arnett, he believes that he'll sort of catch you coming in. He believes that his speed and footwork will be the difference maker, and he's not going to take a step back. How do you see this fight playing out?
Speed and footwork, because he doesn't have either of those. That's so weird. No, that's really weird. He picked those two because he doesn't have speed or footwork. But yeah, that's weird. That's like me telling him, I've got the meanest flying headbutt, G. I'm going to knock you out. You can't do it. I do have a flying... Yeah, I've got the best, but I can't do it in the UFC. It's not allowed. You might as well tell me you're going to... Yeah, that's just silliness, bro. I don't know what he's on about, eh?
How do you see this one playing out?
I'm going to put him out with a jab, though. That's what I see. That's way more realistic than... Ryan Bader did it to Fedor. Yeah. And I've dropped many people with jabs. Like, I think 3 people I've dropped with jabs. So I don't know why, but I just see it like... Boom, put him off with the jab.
Well, we can't wait for the big return, Shane. Thank you so much for your time, and best of luck this weekend.
Ka pai whānau.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, Shane. It's cool.